And we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, here, your favorite wrestling fan in the whole entire world. Make sure you tune into the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time, talking all things wrestling. Love a conversation. Absolutely love, especially with you guys talking about wrestling. 1,010%. Shoot me your comments. Any chat is highly appreciated. Just kind of reiterate what we talked about real quick. We had our WWE Monday Night Raw review, WWE NXT preview. We also talked about how AEW kind of screwed up letting go of CM Punk despite all the animosity, all the drama and stuff like that backstage. So let's talk about why Cody Rhodes left. One entrepreneur, one pioneer, of professional wrestling leaves, and the other one, kind of follows. All right, so Cody Rhodes obviously left AEW to go to left AEW to go to WWE. Not really much of a surprise there, Obviously for obvious answers and like Captain Obvious to be like, oh, dude, obviously when you're in WWE, you kind of have more exposure in WWE. You could fulfill your father's legacy, Dusty Rhodes and stuff like that. And yeah, that was a huge reason why Cody did leave AEW. 1,010%. But there was a personal reason. There was a reason that he really honestly did not open up to the media until, quite frankly, he felt comfortable. Obviously, after he became the WWE Undisputed Champion at WrestleMania 40, he was like, you know what? Like, I kind of need to become face to face with my demons here. I need to kind of, open up to the media discussing why exactly I left AEW. So once again, obviously Cody Rhodes, when he left for WWE, he knew he was going to be a huge professional wrestler. You also had Triple H in his ear, constantly talking to him, constantly be like, "Hey Cody, like you need to come back, dude. If you come back, you're going to be bigger and stronger than ever. You went out, you established yourself internationally, New Japan Professional Wrestling, Ring of Honor, TNA, AEW, you name it. So Cody Rhodes." 1,010% is an international star. And then you also have Bruce Pritchard. Bruce Pritchard was also another huge reason why Cody Rhodes came back. Obviously, a huge friend of his father, personal, acquaintances and stuff like that is something that, you can't really blame the American Nightmare for. Like you see a sinking ship, and I'm going to get into that a little later. You see AEW, although you helped created it, it gets to the point where you kind of see where it's going. Just like you kind of, I don't even know how to, kind of find a way to kind of metaphorize this. It's like once when you and your friends are, we go into business venture together, and absolutely it's killing it. It's happening. It's getting a lot of views. And then they want to bring the company a certain direction that you're like, you know what? Like I kind of think that it should be this way. I kind of feel like this is exactly what works. What you're doing kind of seems like it's going toward like a Vince McMahon kind of WWE kind of angle. And the only thing that's going to decipher us from WWE, from if what's going to decipher WWE from AEW is things that WWE wouldn't do. And at that time, especially during 2008, 2018 to about 2022, late 2022, maybe early 2023. Don't quote me on that. They could have found a huge reason. They found a huge reason why people wanted to tune into AEW instead of WWE, and they were doing great. They were doing awesome. I remember attending the WWE Raw event at the Staples Center when I was the Crypto.com arena. I went. I was with my wife. I was with my brother and his fiance, and I looked at it. It was just empty. Probably about 5,000 fans, to be honest. Kind of like what you see happen on Collision, kind of what you see happen on Rampage, where they absolutely, you don't have the camera centered in on the, I think it's the west side. You kind of have them figure, obviously, how the cameras work on WWE, how you kind of have, you kind of have some people in front right here, the announce table, people right here, making it seem like it's packed. As a wrestling promotion, you never honestly kind of want to show your hand in terms of, trying to give your opponent kind of an edge, be like, oh, they're, viewerships and, audience retention's kind of decreasing. So WWE did do that as well during that time. And it wasn't until after Vince McMahon finally left that Triple H was kind of like, all right, now we need to take this. We need to take the WWE from being a corporate approach to the WWE Universe approach. And obviously, as a guy who's wrestled inside the ring more times than anybody, a 16-time world champion, Triple H, honestly, who better? Who better to kind of take over the company than Paul Levesque? So, yeah, Cody Rhodes, 1,010%. I feel like all Elite Wrestling has suffered since Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, ever since they left AEW, they haven't been the same. The Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, they served as the company's EVPs. Following AEW All Out after after winning the AEW World Championship, you had a media scrum alongside. CM Punk was sitting with AEW president Tony Khan, not directly naming them, but he talked about Cole Cabana and also Hangman Adam Page and also the Elites. After that happened, the Elites confronted CM Punk in his dressing room, and it was turned into an absolute brawl. Absolutely crazy. Pretty crazy. Speaking on the MMA hour, Cody Rhodes, when found out the news about the brawl, was disheartened. And he said this, and I quote, this wasn't the vision, well, how I envisioned how AEW would grow. And it's true. It's true. 1,010%. As soon as he left, it kind of went to shit. Kind of with the, sorry, excuse me. Kind of with the crap there. I feel like Cody Rhodes was one of the glue that kind of held professionalism together, kind of held the EVPs, kind of held Omega, held the Young Bucks, held Tony Khan, also kept CM Punk in check. You kind of need that guy. Obviously when, kind of relates like if you go to a party and you're like, dude, okay, I'm going to go with my friend. But if my friend was here by himself, I feel like these other guys would kind of eat him alive. You're kind of that bridge. You're that bridge that you need to establish respect amongst the two. And then that creates awesome. That creates awesomeness. I also have another chat right here. AEW because of other talents. I left AEW because of a personal reason. It's called personal issues. Ouch. Shame. AEW is a shame. I I love AEW to a certain extent, but I agree. I agree. I feel like AEW kind of shoots himself in the foot, here and there. Obviously, you kind of have the Young Bucks. Ever since the Young Bucks took over as EVPs, they don't have that pop like they used to have in New Japan Professional Wrestling, where everyone was like, "Damn, these guys, these brothers, Mathew and Nicolas Jackson from Rancho Cucamonga, California, are absolutely killing it. They're absolute dogs." Like, you don't see that anymore. You don't get that same feeling. And me as a wrestling fan, 1,010%, I hate it. I hate it. I'm pissed. I think it's terrible. I think definitely AEW could do a lot better. It's just insane how it kind of all, they're still a young company. And the views that they are having right now tower over TNA, Ring of Honor, National Wrestling Alliance, Stardom. So it's not like they're that bad. But it's to the point where if you want to try to contend with somebody like the WWE, which nowadays I feel like in terms of the sports entertainment industry, in terms of professional wrestling, you can't. You can't hang with the WWE. You can't. Why would you try to compare to WWE? You're like, oh, like, what do you like? That's like if you're driving a minivan and you see, next to you pulls up a Ferrari and you're like, oh, I'm going to totally take this guy. I could take this guy. I got him. Even if he gives you a 10-second start, even a minute, maybe even an hour. If he gives you an hour head start, he's going to catch up to you and he's going to beat you because it's just better. It's a better product. It's not rocket science. It's crazy. So I don't know, kind of crazy. Despite the rumors that Cody Rhodes left the company due to a deteriorated relationship between the EVPs, he admitted that Cody Rhodes admitted that he did butt heads with the Elite in terms of wrestling philosophies and stuff like that. But Cody Rhodes' relationship with the EVPs and the Elite is great. Kenny Omega, Mathew and Nicolas Jackson, Hangman Adam Page. And he said, and I quote, our different opinions is what made us stronger. 1,010%. And I quote, he said, that's what made us work. Cody Rhodes claimed that, the way how he exited AEW, he left the locker room and you had CM Punk returning to professional wrestling because you can bet CM Punk was, he debuted February. No, don't quote me on that. No, August of 2021. And then Cody Rhodes left in February of 2022. People are excited. backstage, people were excited. The locker room was excited about CM Punk returning to professional wrestling for the first time since 2014. Cody Rhodes said, and I quote, I also had a great relationship with CM Punk. He was my dinner buddy. Once again, just, that bridge. That bridge. Sometimes you need that bridge. It gets to the point where I would say the Elite were probably closer together than Cody Rhodes. I feel like out of the five, well, out of the four, Cody Rhodes was kind of like the odd man out. You had Mathew and Nicolas Jackson and Kenny Omega being together, for a long ass freaking time. And Cody Rhodes, he was like, all right. CM Punk trusted Cody Rhodes. He trusted Cody Rhodes. And then as soon as he left, butted heads, not surprisingly, with the Elite and also Tony Khan. So, kind of crazy. The controversy surrounding the backstage brawl between CM Punk and the Elite, it was difficult for Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, he thought to himself, he's like, his legacy, the legendary that, the legacy that they built for AEW is absolutely tarnished. And during during CM Punk and Cody Rhodes' time in AEW, the ratings from August of 2021, February 2022, when Cody left, it averaged about 1 million viewers. After Cody Rhodes left, and it was just CM Punk from 2022 to September of 2023, when CM Punk got fired, it was 900,000 to 990,000. It hit 1 million on separate occasions. After CM Punk left in 2023, they went from 900,000, 800,000, 700,000, 600,000. The word 1 million in terms of professional wrestling ratings in AEW is abysmal. It's gone. It's never going to happen again. Never going to happen again. It's, it's kind of crazy. And, did Cody Rhodes kind of see this coming after he kind of saw like where the Elite wanted to bring the company? Yeah, that could happen 1,010%. But, maybe that's why he got the hell out. It's crazy. Well, guys, do not go anywhere. I'm kind of running over time a little bit before we get to Emerald Soccer Podcast at 9:30. So we're going to talk about real quick. We're going to talk about Tuesdays today in wrestling history. So, hey, do not go anywhere.